That's very rude.
Well, I think
It's also true.
I think we're past the point of pretending that we like each other. Now
Speaking of things we need to pretend to like.
Yeah. So what? Who are we doing this week?
We're discussing, not doing, because that's nasty. Kathryn Bigelow. Do you know who Kathryn Bigelow is?
Yes.
Have you seen any films of Kathryn Bigelow other than The Loveless, which we're about to discuss?
Yes.
Which ones have you seen?
Yes, I mean, The Hurt Locker. I've seen that one.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, good. To be fair, I only beat you by one. I've seen Detroit. Actually, that was the thing. Me and Sam went to see Detroit at like 10:30 one weekend. We were just had nothing to do. We were just like, oh, what's on at the cinema? Well, I heard Detroit's good. It's got John Boyega in it, and my mind's gone blank. The guy who's really good in like Hunger Games and he's in Son of Rambo. It's driving it Will something.
Oh, Will Poulter. Poulter.
Yeah, Will Poulter. That's it. He's amazing in that film. Yeah, Detroit's really good, and Hurt Locker's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I want to see Zero Dark 30. I don't know why I haven't yet.
Yeah, it's been on my list for a little while. To be fair, Point Break has, like, since I watched Hot Fuzz in 2006 when it came out, I needed to watch Point Break. Oh, that's very unprofessional.
Wow.
My phone's just gone off everybody.
We're gonna have to restart the podcast. And
shall I try to read out what it was?
Was it Instagram?
Yeah, Gems of the Highlands started following you. That's one of your lot.
Yeah.
Hello, Gems of the I've just noticed your dad's on Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think he's posted anything.
Oh yeah, no, zero posts. There's a picture of him drinking what looks like to be beer. It might be Guinness.
It's probably beer. Yeah, it's this is a definite film.
Oh, it's the film, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it's 97 minutes, does it?
No, it feels a lot longer than that.
The Loveless. Right, what is The Loveless? It is a film. Oh, I'll tell her it's 85 minutes. It's not an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it was long enough.
It was
maybe
weirdly too long.
Yeah, so it's just it's basically Wild Hogs, but really shit.
I've not seen Wild Hogs.
Oh, I mean, Wild Hogs isn't good.
Is Wild Hogs the one with there's like Tim Allen and John Travolta and a bunch of other old bastards?
John Travolta, William H. Macy,
Martin Lawrence,
and Tim Allen. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like,
that must be terrible.
Not particularly good.
Ray Liotta's in it as well.
But it's better than this. Same sort of premise. Motorcycle group go riding. Wild Hogs does this thing where it's funny. And this, I don't know, I just found it really odd to watch.
It's alienating, isn't it? Like, almost to the point it feels deliberate. Because there's like such gaps in between people's dialogue that's like it's just a fraction of a second too long to be comfortable.
Yeah, and there's no real characters.
No, they are.
They're very much like what you see is
empty.
what you get.
Yeah, that's actually one of the notes I made. I literally wrote, it's empty. Like, the whole thing is empty. It's just, it feels like the filmmakers really like stuff that's, bikers and leather and 50s, and you've got the Coca-Cola vending machines, you've got the big bikes, leather outfits, the diners, the unending road. It's like every line is a cliche. Also, another note I made, I literally just wrote, what does this dialogue mean? Because they're talking in such a way. Oh no, that's even less professional.
You know when your phone went off a minute ago?
Yeah, I got so into like tracking down your family on Instagram that I forgot to put it on silent. So now I've had to hang up on my mum, which is kind of rude because she only just got back off holiday yesterday.
Oh, she's probably currently because we're meant to be recording on a Tuesday, and you know.
Yeah. Don't talk to me, Mum. I'm doing my art.
Speaking of things that aren't art, the Loveless. Oh, just there was the first scene that I didn't like came
at the start of the film,
fairly early on, when Willem Dafoe is doing his hair before not putting a helmet on to ride a motorbike. I'm like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
He literally puts the comb away, starts the motorbike and rides, and it's like, well, your hair's going to get fucked up anyway. Why did you bother?
No, to be fair, there's enough like fucking grease in it that it might actually not do any damage.
Well, I mean, if he gets, stuck by the side of the road, he could just, bring it out, fill his bike with more fuel. I think that's how petrol used to work.
But nothing happened, and I thought sometimes that's fine. That's absolutely fine for a film to have nothing happen, as long as you have really interesting characters. And you don't. There are no characters in this film. They're just people dressed up as other people. I know that sounds slightly reductive and a slightly odd thing to say of a film, but there is a line which says, we're going nowhere fast. And it's like, no, you're just going nowhere. It's not like even if you go nowhere fast, it'd be like, yeah, we'd go nowhere, but at least we got something to say, at least we're cool, at least we're rebelling. It's like, no, you're just a bunch of dickheads. You just sat round in this diner not doing anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. When, like, early on, they're sort of like, oh yeah, we're going to Daytona. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, they've got somewhere to go. And then they're just like, they just don't. I might have accidentally slept through the bit where they explain why they don't go anywhere. Might have actually fallen asleep. And the thing is, I just didn't care enough to rewind. It was just like, I think I've lost, like, 5-10 minutes of this with just having my eyes closed. Cool.
I don't think you really didn't miss much. Is it entirely like style? Even then, because I'd written it's style over substance. Even then, it's not particularly stylish. It's very stiff and wooden and completely unnatural.
It's weird because it feels like the characters feel like they were rejected from Greece, and that's
maybe a slightly tougher film than Greece.
Well, no, that's why they were rejected. They were too tough for the T-Birds, and then they never really recovered because they're just dickheads.
That's unfortunately that's it. There's no one likeable at all. Even the character of Telena, who we led to. Who we discover is, has potentially been abused by her father. I still found it difficult to care because it's like, well, it's 45 minutes in, and the only slightly interesting character has just turned up. I've checked out by this point.
Yeah, I think the problem I had with that is that Willem Dafoe's character, first time meeting her, calls her a kid.
Yeah, that was really strange. He kept referring to her as like, how old are you?
Yeah, and then still sleeps with her. And I was just like, I just...
That does
why
need to
is
actually...
this, I was sort of just sat there like, why am I still... Oh yeah, stupid fucking podcast. That's why I'm watching this shit.
Him sleeping with Telena does lead to what I wrote down as quite a homoerotic scene where there's Francis drinking the whiskey and he's chatting to the other guy who's got like the leather cut on but nothing else. You can see like his six pack and his pecs and that. And they're having a conversation.
I mean, his character has nothing else to offer.
It's like, well, that's fairly homoerotic, and it is really nothing.
Well, that's the thing. It feels like a film set in the 50s when it was made in the 80s. Which I think is almost exactly what it is.
It is, yeah. That's something I wrote down. That the 80s loved the 50s, like now loves the 80s.
Yeah, except now that we can write, like, characters. That's the main difference. Like, maybe it's just... Maybe I haven't watched enough films from the 80s, but were they all like this?
No, some films from the 80s were actually good.
Cool, because otherwise I would be questioning how the film industry survived.
But, like, even the scenes that are supposedly more interesting, like the gunfight at the end, where it all kicks off in the bar and the locals are like, right, we've had enough of you, and Helena's dad is trying to, like, rouse a rabble.
He gets one guy because he just goes, they're commies, and he's just like, do you think they are? But the thing, even that scene is just, Selena makes the 3 meaningful shots and then nothing else happens. No one else gets shot. Just one of these biker cunts from Mars just shoots the back wall of the bar a few times, laughs about it, and then they leave.
That is absolutely the new title of this podcast. Biker Guns from Mars. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I am struggling to talk.
But I think the thing, if this film had focused on Selena and she'd happened across this group of bikers when she did, that might be more interesting.
Yeah, because as it is where we follow Vance literally from the start. Like, okay, this is his story. It's absolutely not. He's
a passenger.
Yeah. At least we agreed with that one.
Yeah, and then... Yeah, the thing is, like... At the end, like... I was just sort of there like, oh, well... While she's still, like, sat in the car looking at the pistol, I'm like, well, she's going to kill herself.
I thought that was actually quite a gratuitous ending. Because there is absolutely no reason for her to have to do that. Because if she's killed her father in revenge, what is the point in her then putting the gun in her own mouth? It's like it's not like she can't live with what she's done, because she knows what he did was wrong, and she's defending herself. But what she really should have done is just taken the gun to Vance's head as well. Like, right, actually, you know what? You're part of the problem.
Sure, actually, you're not enough of a person for this to matter. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be really curious to see what reviews say. Because
Well, the film has an 89% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 9 reviews.
I don't know if that means it's good or bad.
Well, 89 is pretty good, but based on 9 reviews, that's not many reviews. I'm trying to find, actually, a source for the... Here we go. Let's have a look. Okay, well, that's written in Spanish. At times, the perversely slow beat of each scene can irritate, but that's a reasonable price for the film's super-saturated atmosphere. Absolutely not.
What atmosphere?
There is no atmosphere in that film. A strange but compelling amalgam of art film and homage to the American International Pictures biker flicks of the 60s. Yeah, but at least stuff happened in the biker films.
Wait, was this Willem Dafoe's first role in a big film?
I think so, yeah. I think it was. Thank fuck he survived, and went on to do amazing stuff.
Yeah. Do you know, I genuinely found it weird and a little bit uncomfortable to see him so young.
It is strange. Like, I completely... It does take you a little while to realise just how young he is. But Jesus Christ, his cheekbones.
Yeah, I mean, the problem I have now is that I've seen too much of the Green Goblin. But I've seen one review. Did this movie have a story? You can't even tell since nothing happens at all. I did not care for this movie and I don't recommend it.
A slightly hallucinatory homage to the Wild One. I wouldn't say it's hallucinatory at all. I'd say it's meandering and aimless and pointless. I don't think it's hallucinatory at all.
Unless, alright, so maybe the point of the film is to have you watch Vance watch a bunch of shit happen and have no active part in it. Maybe that's the point.
Wait, hang on. So if we're meant to be watching Vance watching...
You're there watching Vance watching just life happen around him and not really take an active role in anything.
But then surely the payoff of that is he chooses to do something about it by the end of the film. But he doesn't. He's just like, shit still happens.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, throughout the whole thing, he's been saying, like, oh, I wasn't going to be anyone's friend today. And it's like, why? Just sort of explain. But the thing that really gets me about this is that this is the same person who directed The Hurt Locker, which I really like and rate as a very good film. How?
Well, no, I'm pleased. This is the best thing we can say for it. I'm pleased it exists because it meant that Kathryn Bigelow could go on to do better things. But it doesn't offer anything, really.
I've just seen one review. Intelligent, provocative, camp, indulgent, erotic, occasionally frustrating and often brilliant.
Sorry,
I'm not sure. Maybe they're reviewing the other Loveless.
That's true, could be. That only came out a little while ago, though.
Yeah, because I was on Amazon looking at it and I was like...
That's what I texted you, saying make sure you watch the right one.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you put the date in the spreadsheet. Admittedly, we've been having problems with spreadsheets.
That's very true.
But the date was in the spreadsheet, and I knew it wasn't going to be a 2018 film. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not that one. So I was going to message you and be like, is it the one with Willem Dafoe in it? But then I didn't. Because I was just like, fuck it, I don't care, I'll just watch it.
It's just nothing to it, is there? It's like, there's the opening, I was like, okay, this might be quite good. When he's helping the woman change a tyre, I was like, okay, well, perhaps we're going to get a proper, developmental arc for his character. Like, he's nice, and then he's an arsehole, and he's like, right, I've done this for you, I've done you this favour, now you got to pay me. And he takes the money and he's like, okay, well, perhaps this is where, he has a change of heart when he's... But no, he just goes to the diner, waits, his mates show up, his mates are utter dickheads and really boring. He disappears with the girl, comes back, they have a scrap in the bar, she shoots herself in the face. I don't know, I do worry that there's like a major point that I'm missing, but I really don't think there is. I think it's just boring.
Yeah, I can't see how we'd have missed it. I mean, I might have missed something because I genuinely fell asleep. But
how long do you think you fell asleep for? Was it literally like a couple of minutes?
Maybe like 10 minutes. I think I fell asleep when they got to the petrol station.
Oh, that's really early on.
After the diner. Yeah, and then I watched the rest of the film after I woke up. But the thing is, I realised there was a static shot in the diner, and I was like, ooh.
Here we go.
Love me a static cam. Oh, yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, no. The good thing about a static cam is being able to watch stuff happen. Like that's. But that was a static cam, and I was like, this is just a normal this is CCTV now. This is. And it's not using it interesting like Red Road did, because that used CCTV in a good way. This was just accidental. We've made CCTV. They probably left that camera behind, and it's still going now.
But yeah, it's just a bit empty. Like I say, it's great that she made this, and people had enough faith in her for then to go on and make everything else that she's done, and then win the Oscar, the first ever woman to win Best Director Oscar.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't for this.
No, Hurt Locker was for. In that same year, Hurt Locker beat Avatar for Best Picture, and James Cameron obviously directed that. Do you know how these two are linked, Kathryn Bigelow and James Cameron?
They were married for 2 years.
Yes, correct. So she beat her ex-husband. I'm gonna sneeze.
Are you allergic to women beating men? Is that what that is?
I'm shutting my book on the Loveless now because that's done. But yeah, hooray for Kathryn Bigelow. It's a shame that she made a rubbish film with this one, but the rest of them.
I mean, I think it's really the first time it's happened on the podcast that
we've actually
just gone, no. We've entouraged it. That's what we've done.
It's so much better than Entourage. It's not as bad as Entourage.
It's something you could sleep to.
That's very true.
Whereas Entourage just annoys you so much that you're like, I have to just turn it off. Yeah. I wish there was more, because this is probably the shortest podcast we've done.
It is, but do you know what? It was probably going to happen, and it might happen again. Because we don't know how several of these films are going to turn out. But yeah.
They might be alright.
I don't know which one's going to come out first, this one or the one we're about to record. So if you
the one we're about to record is going to come out before this one.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, so
actually,
next
you're in complete control of this.
Yeah, the next one we're going to be talking about is David Fincher, who is an incredible director. It turns out I didn't know this. His feature film debut was Alien 3, so I'm looking forward to that.
I've not seen it. It sounds like such a bold move to give a newbie director.
Yeah. Like, quite a big... Well, by then, this is it becoming a franchise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be interesting.
And the next co-pilots to come out is...
Specs, I have no idea.
Salem Horror Story.
Oh, that's quite a good one. I quite enjoyed doing that one.
Yeah. Doing American Horror Story, and... Well, Salem.
Which has its merits.
They are both television shows.
That's as much as we can say for now.
It does feel like a spoiler for some reason on that podcast where we talk about TV shows.
It does. But yes, this has been fun. Let's go and record something about something entirely better.
Yes.
Bye.